The world is changing at a breathtaking pace. Every day, new technologies, shifting demographics, and evolving political landscapes are reshaping the way we live, work, and connect with one another. The familiar rhythms of the past are giving way to a future that feels both exhilarating and uncertain. Old certainties are dissolving, and new powers are rising. The symbols and institutions that once defined global stability are being reimagined or replaced as nations seek to assert their own identities and priorities on the world stage. The Western-led global order, built after World War II, is being fundamentally challenged. For decades, this system shaped international relations, trade, and security, but now its foundations are being questioned as never before. The economic rise of the non-Western world and a growing desire for strategic autonomy are pulling countries away from the old system. Emerging economies are asserting their influence, driving innovation, and demanding a greater say in how the world is governed. Nations across the global south are no longer content to be passive participants. They're building their own institutions and rules. They are forging new alliances, creating regional organizations, and setting agendas that reflect their unique interests and aspirations. At the heart of this shift is BRICS, a group that's evolved from an investment acronym into a formidable geopolitical bloc. BRICS now stands as a symbol of cooperation among emerging powers, united by a shared vision for a more balanced and multipolar world. Its expansion and creation of parallel financial institutions represent the most significant challenge to the Western-led order in a generation. By offering alternatives to established global banks and frameworks, BRICS is empowering countries to chart their own economic destinies. The rise of BRICS is about sovereignty and creating options for nations constrained by the existing system. It's about giving voice to those who have long been on the margins and enabling them to shape the rules of tomorrow. Understanding this phenomenon is essential to navigating the complex landscape of the 21st century. As the world continues to evolve, recognizing the forces driving this transformation will be key to making sense of our shared future. In 2001, British economist Jim O'Neill introduced the term BRIC to the world. He used it to describe the rapidly developing economies of Brazil, Russia, India, and China. Four nations that, at the time, were experiencing remarkable growth and were poised to reshape the global economic landscape. O'Neill's insight was that these countries, despite their differences, shared a common trajectory. They were all emerging as major players on the world stage, challenging the traditional dominance of Western economies. Initially, BRIC was simply an investment term, a catchy acronym for financial analysts and investors to track. It wasn't meant to signify any formal alliance or political partnership between these countries. However, the idea quickly gained traction among the countries themselves. Recognizing the potential power in unity, leaders from Brazil, Russia, India, and China began to meet informally. They saw an opportunity to amplify their voices on the global stage and to push for reforms in international institutions that had long been dominated by Western interests. The first official BRICS summit took place in 2009, marking the group's transformation from a financial concept into a political force. This gathering signaled their intent to collaborate more closely on issues ranging from economic development to global governance. In 2010, South Africa was invited to join the group, expanding its reach to the African continent and transforming BRIC into BRICS. This addition brought new perspectives and further increased the bloc's global influence. With South Africa on board, BRICS became a coalition of major non-Western powers, united in their advocacy for a more equitable and inclusive international system. The group now represented a significant portion of the world's population and economic output. What truly united BRICS was not so much their similarities, but their shared opposition to certain aspects of the global order, especially Western dominance, economic sanctions, and the overwhelming influence of the US dollar in international trade and finance. Despite their vast differences in culture, political systems, and economic models, BRICS members found common ground in their vision for a multipolar world, one where power and influence are more evenly distributed. This shared sense of purpose propelled BRICS from a loose grouping of emerging economies to a genuine geopolitical force, capable of shaping debates on global issues. The alliance's evolution was fueled by frustration with the status quo and a collective desire to create a more balanced and just global order, where the voices of developing nations are heard and respected. The diversity within BRICS became its greatest strength. enabling it to represent a broad swath of the global south and to advocate for the interests of emerging and developing countries worldwide. Over time, BRICS emerged as a credible and influential alternative to the Western-led system, offering a new vision for international cooperation and global development. BRICS needed more than talk. It needed institutions. In 2014, the bloc launched the new Development Bank, NDB, and the Contingent Reserve Arrangement, CRA. The NDB, based in Shanghai, funds infrastructure and development projects with equal voting rights for founding members. This model challenged the dominance of the World Bank and IMF, where Western countries hold sway. The CRA, a $100 billion pool, offers emergency liquidity to members, an alternative to IMF loans and their conditions. These institutions gave BRICS real credibility and offered developing nations a choice beyond Western lenders. The NDB and CRA are already dispersing billions, making BRICS a serious player in global finance. For the first time, countries can seek funding without Western strings attached. This competition forces established institutions to adapt. BRICS is reshaping the rules of global finance. BRICS was once an exclusive club of 5, but pressure to expand grew. The 2023 Johannesburg summit marked a turning point, with 5 new members joining: Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, the UAE, and Indonesia. This expansion doubled the bloc's size and dramatically increased its geopolitical weight. The new members were chosen for their strategic value: energy producers, key trade routes, and regional influence. The expanded BRICS now represents 45% of the world's population and over a third of global GDP. With a majority of the world's top oil producers, BRICS has unprecedented leverage. The expansion was a strategic consolidation, not just symbolism. BRICS is now a true rival to the G7, capable of shaping global events. Its doors are open to nations seeking a multipolar world. BRICS expansion didn't stop at full membership. In 2024, the bloc introduced partner country status, allowing nations to engage without full commitments. This flexible system has attracted a diverse array of countries: Belarus, Kazakhstan, Cuba, Bolivia, Vietnam, and more. For many, partner status is a way to balance relationships and access BRICS initiatives. It serves as a waiting room for future members and builds a vast diplomatic and economic network. Partner countries are involved in payment systems, local currency trade, and joint projects. The network reflects a global desire for strategic autonomy and alternatives to Western systems. BRICS is both a club of major powers and a movement for the global South. This dual identity is key to its rapid growth and influence. BRICS was once seen as distant from Europe, but that changed in 2024 and 2025. Turkey, a NATO member, openly expressed interest in joining BRICS, signaling a dramatic shift. Frustrated with stalled EU accession and Western policy, Turkey sees BRICS as a new platform for influence. Hungary and Serbia, both with close ties to Russia and China, are also looking east. For these countries, BRICS offers strategic flexibility and a way to hedge against Western pressure. The appeal of BRICS now extends into the Western sphere, breaking old ideological lines. National interest and economic opportunity are trumping rigid alliances. The post-Cold War order is giving way to a more complex geopolitical game. The growing appeal of BRICS among nations worldwide is rooted in powerful economic incentives, not just political motivations. As the global landscape shifts, more countries are seeking alternatives to the traditional Western-dominated financial order. The BRICS bloc is actively building a new global system, one that enables trading in local currencies, the development of alternative payment networks, and a significant reduction in reliance on the US dollar. This approach is reshaping how international business is conducted. For countries weary of unpredictable sanctions and the volatility of the dollar, BRICS offers a path to greater economic sovereignty and stability. This is especially attractive to nations that have experienced financial pressure or exclusion from Western systems. Increasingly, BRICS nations are settling trade in their own currencies. India now buys Russian oil with rupees, while China pays Brazil in yuan. This shift reduces transaction costs and currency risks, making trade more efficient and secure. The inclusion of major energy exporters like Saudi Arabia and the UAE accelerates this trend, giving the bloc even more influence over global energy markets and financial flows. The bloc is also developing its own payment systems, aiming to bypass Western-controlled networks like SWIFT. This technological innovation is crucial for countries seeking independence from external financial pressures. By building this parallel infrastructure, BRICS members can shield themselves from sanctions and financial coercion, ensuring their economies remain resilient in a rapidly changing world. The new development bank, established by BRICS, provides financing for development projects without imposing political conditions, giving countries more freedom to pursue their own priorities. Local currency trade and alternative payment systems offer protection from the weaponization of the dollar, allowing nations to safeguard their economies from external shocks. For developing and middle powers, BRICS is more than a political alliance. It's a practical toolkit for economic self-determination, growth and resilience in a multipolar world. Ultimately, it's not about rejecting the West, but about creating real options and a more balanced, inclusive global system for all. The rise of BRICS marks the arrival of a multipolar world, defined by pragmatism over ideology. Alliances are now based on shared interests, not rigid political systems. Countries can be NATO members and BRICS partners, democracies working with autocracies. The global power balance has shifted. China, India, and regional powers now rival the US. Nations are pursuing multi-alignment, building diverse relationships for flexibility. BRICS embodies this post-ideological approach, uniting democracies and autocracies around common goals. The bloc focuses on reforming institutions, boosting trade and development, not exporting ideology. This challenges the West's binary view of global politics. Many countries want to avoid choosing sides in a new great power rivalry. BRICS offers a third option: cooperation without severing Western ties. This is the essence of new multipolar diplomacy. BRICS's rapid expansion is redrawing the global map. What began as an acronym is now a coalition reshaping international politics and finance. Power is more distributed, alliances more fluid, and nations have more choices. For the global South, BRICS offers a platform for autonomy and development. For the West, it's a wake-up call: adapt or lose influence. Competition with BRICS should be about ideas, not zero-sum conflict. A multipolar world brings resilience and balance, forcing compromise among major powers. The journey is underway, and BRICS is holding one of the most powerful pens.